समझी है गुनियों ने जानी, वेदों की भाषा पुराणों की वाणी। मुनियों ने समझी है गुनियों ने जानी, वेदों की भाषा पुराणों की वाणी। हम भी तो समझे, हम भी तो जाने, हम भी तो समझे, हम भी तो जाने। विद्या का हमको अधिकार दे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ। अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ।
Sir, do I have your permission to declare the convocation open? The convocation is open. Mr. Bhartia, Co-Chairman and MD, Jubilant Life Sciences, Mrs. Rai, Chairperson IILM, members of the Board of Governors, proud parents, faculty members, and my dear graduating students. On behalf of the IILM fraternity, I extend a very warm welcome to you all for the convocation ceremony of this class of 2012. It is an honor and privilege to welcome amidst us today Mr. Hari Bhartia, co-founder of the Jubilant Bhartia Group. Mr. Bhartia is a national and global leader whose business interests are diversified into a range of areas that span life sciences, oil and gas, agri inputs, performance polymers, food service, retail, as well as consulting in aerospace and oilfield services. He is equally interested in 5 critical areas that are also important to us as an institute: education, skill development, employability, innovation, and entrepreneurship. His interests in these areas saw his presidency of the Confederation of Indian Industry, CII, 2 years back, adopt the theme Business for Livelihood, that won rich recognition both within the government and in business circles. A chemical engineering graduate of the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, he was conferred the Distinguished Alumni Award in 2000. He has been chairman of the Board of Governors of IIT Kanpur and is currently chairman Board of Governors of the Indian Institute of Management, Raipur. He has also been a member of several Indian government committees on education, science, and technology programs, and is currently a member of the Indo-US CEOs Forum and Indo-France CEOs Forum. Many of us might want to know him for another reason. Not only is he the one who brought the international pizza chain Domino's into India, but he made its operations in India so successful that now it is a crown jewel in the global Domino's chain. The group has recently tied up with Dunkin' Donuts to bring the international food chain into India. We look forward to hear him today, and I'm sure it will serve much food for thought. Let me now spend a few minutes on the last 2 years of work at IILM. The postgraduate program in management continues to be our mainstream program that prepares students for careers in business and management. In today's convocation, more than 500 students are being conferred their diplomas. Our aim in the last 2 years has been to maximize the learning value add in the time that the student spends with us, both in class and outside class, through a strong student-faculty bonding. We have made efforts to engage industry more actively in the program by means of visiting professors from industry, curriculum seminars, and adding a number of our alumni and recruiters on our governing board. The curriculum for the current batch has been developed on an integrated organizational perspective, orienting students towards an organizational setup from day one. We still have a long way to make this structure and philosophy imbibed by our people and embedded in our processes and systems across campuses. We endeavor to provide a global exposure to our students where distinguished international faculty and speakers are invited to offer courses on campus. We also receive and send many exchange students to our partner universities in France, Germany, Austria, Korea, and China. Placement for the batch 2012 has been a rewarding experience. More than 600 students have been placed in companies of repute: Citibank, HDFC, ICICI, Edelweiss, Grail Research, EY, Nestle, and ITC, to name a few. The highest package for this batch has been 11 lakh per annum, and close to 370 companies have engaged for recruitment of students this year. As we see the market dynamics changing, executive education seems to be catching up to be one of the emerging streams for the years to come. In the executive education domain, IILM launched an advanced management program in February 2011 to cater to growing needs in this sector. 12 advanced management modules have been conducted since then. Faculty and speakers have been invited from the best schools in India and abroad. Dr. Priya Raghuveer, Dr. Catherine from Stern School of Management, Columbia, Dr. Robert from the Wright Business Institute, and Professor Scott Armstrong from Wharton, just to name a few, besides having many professors from IIM Ahmedabad, Professor Manikuti taking the last session a month back. Outside of the AMP, IILM has also conducted more than 40 open MDPs on a number of topics in collaboration with the PhD Chambers of Commerce and the CII. We've also organized more than 20 short-term in-service training programs for IAS and IPS officers during the last couple of years in the areas of management of environment, project planning, leadership, and team building. This year, we also launched a new journal for and by practitioners, the IILM Management Review. The IILM Management Review was conceived as a publication that can cater to the felt need where practitioners in particular would be able to bring their rich knowledge, experiences, and research into the academic world. As an institute, we continue to commit ourselves towards continuous improvement and exceeding our customers' expectations. Now to our dear students. The best of best wishes from all of us at IILM family. This is an important milestone in your journey, and we at IILM consider it an honor that our life paths crossed each other's. I'm sure that all of you will do very well in the future, and each one of you will be an asset to any organization that you will choose to be associated with. We hope that you will continue to remain connected to the Institute. We look forward to receiving you back so that the succeeding generations of students can learn from what you have imbibed from the world outside. Management education is undergoing fundamental changes, especially in response to the external business and politics. The Indian and global economies are also seeing far-reaching shifts. In the new environment, values and ethics will increasingly be attributes that organizations will look forward to in their future managers. Current indicators show that the Indian economy is back on the upward trajectory. The future ahead of you would be better than what it has been in the last couple of years in terms of opportunities available. Make the most of these opportunities. Mind you, most opportunities come dressed like a lot of work. Accept challenges, take the initiative, put in your best in whatever you do, and you will see your dreams come to reality soon. I want to leave you with these words of Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. So my dear students, get ready to make the difference. Best wishes and heartiest congratulations.
So, I now present the students of the postgraduate program of IILM Institute for Higher Education who qualify for Certificate of Merit for securing highest marks in elective courses. I request that they may please be awarded the certificates. Akansha Jain for talent acquisition and development. Amesh Jetty for training and development. Aparna Bedi for performance management. Ashish Rathi, e-business strategy. Chandrasekhar Banda for business analytics for decision making. Chiranjeev Brahma for enterprise business analysis. Dinesh Garg, management control system. Isha Gupta, enterprise resource planning. Isha Mahajan, spreadsheet modeling and data visualization. Jaspreet Singh, customer relationship management. Mahima Agarwal for managing marketing program. Mitali Rajput for innovator. Monish Kumar, corporate taxation. Nancy Jindal for project management. Neha Singh for investment planning and product and brand management. Nikita Chabra for bank lending and social media business. Prateek Jain for management control system. Preeti Priya for consumer behavior. Priyanka Jain for cross-cultural management. Richa Puri for selling of insurance products. Simran Kaur, integrated marketing communication. Sonakshi Mahajan for leadership challenges. Sonia Aghi for change management and negotiation. Soumyaditi Ganguly for global business environment. Shri Krishna Rana for managing and marketing of service operations. Sumit Bhatia for mergers, acquisitions, and Tanvi Shukla for global logistics management. Tina Kumari Tanwar for fortune at the bottom of the pyramid. Vasundhara Tyagi for social sector internship. Anjali Singh for enterprise resource planning and management of telecom services. Saurabh Pal for Equity Research. Sir, I now present those meritorious students to you who have been adjudged for the award of Dr. Kulwant Rai Gold and Silver Medals for overall excellence in academic and co-curricular activities. Dr. Kulwant Rai's Silver Medal for securing first position in marketing specialization in PGP 2012 is awarded to Chiranjeev Brahma. For finance, Nikita Chabra. Human Resource Management, Akansha Jain. IT, Anjali Singh. Dr. Kulwant Rai Silver Medal for academic and co-curricular activities in PGP 2012 from Lodhi Road campus is awarded to Vaibhav Gupta. Dr. Kulwant Rai Silver Medal for academic and co-curricular activities from Gurgaon campus is awarded to Shivendra Pratap Singh. Sir, I now present to you the recipient of Dr. Kulwant Rai Gold Medal for securing first position in PGP 2012. Nikita Chabra.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Director, ILM Institute for Higher Education, I award the postgraduate diploma to all students who fulfill the requirements of the postgraduate program and are present here. I pray that forever in your life and conversations, you prove worthy of the same.
Madam, I now request that students who are not present may please be awarded the postgraduate diploma in absentia.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Director of ILM Institute for Higher Education, I award the postgraduate diploma in management in absentia to all those successful students who could not receive the diploma in person at this convocation this afternoon.
Sir, this concludes the award of diploma and the medals.
Sir, may I now request you to kindly deliver your convocation address.
Good evening to all of you. Malvika, Anil, our directors, distinguished faculty, students, parents, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, it's indeed a great honor to be here, to be invited to address this group of passing students from this wonderful institute. This is the first time I had the opportunity to come here and visit the campus. And we had a short conversation. I learned more and more about the good work that has been going on, not only here, but in various other campuses. So congratulations for building a marvelous institution, really creating a legacy, which I'm sure all the students are very proud of. So like any other year, our students are passing this year, so congratulations to all of you. All of you have a great responsibility that when you go out and wherever you work, as an entrepreneur, as an employee, or as somebody who's participating in our economic, political or social system, you have to remember that you have to continue to build and add to the reputation of the institution from you come from. I think your institution will be known by the work that you do. So you go with a responsibility on your shoulders to make sure that you continue to add to the good work that this institution has been doing. I'm a businessman, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the overall economy and the few trends that I see, few important trends. I've classified them as eight trends that you should watch out for when you go out to the world. I'm sure all of you are going to do well. So, look at where we are. Today, India, if you look at our competitive situation in the world, on a purchasing parity basis, we are probably the third largest already. We just crossed Japan. In 2050, it is being said that India will be the third largest economy in absolute terms. Now that gives us a lot of pride, glory, but also reminds us that 40% of our people still live below the poverty line. And I think it's important to understand that it's not only the size of the economy which is important, but also the opportunity that every citizen has in this country is also has to be taken into account. All of you are lucky because only 12% of the eligible population really gets to go to the college. So you are not only the lucky 12%, but you are also lucky in the sense that you have been able to come to an institution of such repute, and that gives you a head start in the world when you go out. So let me talk about a little bit about the trends and what you need to watch out for as you become part of our economic system. The first thing, I call it the coalition government. Now everybody, you are all politically aware, and today for almost last 13 years, even at the central level we have coalition government. And so people sometimes say, can we continue to proceed with reforms or our economic agenda when we have coalition governments? I think we must understand that in the first 35 years, when Congress was, by 35 years, first almost 50 years that Congress ruled, the majority of the time as a single party system, our economic growth was averaging almost 3 to 4%, as they call it, Hindu rate of growth. And then we had changes of government when the economic reform started by our present Prime Minister. I think we started seeing a growth rate of 5 to 6% from early 90s to 2000. And from 2000 onwards, when we really saw the coalition governments coming into power, our average growth in the last 13 years on average would be about 8%. So one thing is quite clear, that coalition governments also allow growth to prosper. And that's what we have seen in the last 13 years. So that is not what is going to restrict us. And coalition governments is a trend which will continue to stay more and more. The second trend on the political system I want to talk about is the importance of states and local government. More and more you will find that the importance of execution of policies or reforms or economic development responsibility will go to the states. And from the states, hopefully more and more to districts and then to the villages, where the panchayats hopefully will get more empowered. And this trend cannot be reversed, because everybody who is a citizen wants participation. And there is no better participation than participation locally, where you can influence change and you are allowed to have a voice in the local governance where you live. So that is one trend that we will see, when the power will move from the center to the states, that we are already seeing. States are becoming more powerful. They have the ability to deliver more. So we have to work, all of us, to make sure that governance at the local level, at the district level and the state level is become more stronger, more transparent. And that's where your own participation could help. Thirdly, in this day and age of information, when everything moves especially information moves at the speed of light, transparency is becoming more and more relevant and important for all of us. Right to Information Act, you can see now everybody has on their cell phone a camera. Internet is available, is accessible. The mobile phones have given us, even if you don't have internet connection, today through your mobile phone you can access to the world of information. So information is very powerful. You watch television, all of you. Media is very powerful. Today media is getting into our life, into our homes. So whatever you do, you must remember that the whole world is watching. And more our conversations are becoming transparent, because we are part of social media. So the director talked about ethics. The director talked about how we behave as citizens. I think you'll have to be very careful. In one of the advice that one of the Harvard professors just gave, he said that you need to be careful today that how do you stay out of jail. Because we believe sometimes there is always that incentive, short incentive to do something where you believe that you can get away with. But I think the world is changing. There is too much information, there is too much knowledge, there is too much transparency. So you have to be careful, and you have to resist that temptation to do things wrong. And in our lives, we all tend to do things wrong. But in today's day and age, transparency is becoming very important. Fourthly, inclusion. We have to remember in our lives that we cannot live in an affluent manner when we have not included large part of our society. And I think even the government today is the most relevant part of their agenda is the social agenda. But how do we bring in the large part of the population which has not seen the impact of growth? Today India has been growing at 8%, sometimes 9.5%. But who is it benefiting? Is that benefit of growth reaching the large mass of people in the rural areas, in the poor urban areas? Are they being uplifted with the economy? So I think inclusion will become more and more relevant. And a large part of our resources from the government, from the state government, from the local government will have to be invested for inclusion. And as all of you know, the biggest effort that the government is making is to make sure that all these resources go to the right place and have the right impact. So all these UID programs which you have heard about. So I think all of you will play a very important role in making sure that whatever work that you do, whatever areas, whether as a social sector, as a social entrepreneur, as a businessman, as an educationist, you need to make sure to stay relevant, you need to be inclusive in your approach. The fifth trend I want to talk about is urbanization, which you need to be very, very careful about. 70% of the India lives in the rural population, in the rural part of India. And agriculture, which is a mainstay of the rural economy, is only 15 to 17% of the entire GDP. So you can do your own calculation very quickly, that can 15% of the GDP sustain 70% of our population? I think it's not possible. So more and more in the next 20 years, we will see that people will move towards the urban areas, because urbanization brings efficiency, brings manufacturing competitiveness, brings innovation ecosystem, and brings higher level of employment. So if we have to find new jobs, this will have to come through entrepreneurship, through other area of services, manufacturing, because agriculture cannot absorb. So when you are looking at your own areas of work, you need to keep that in mind, that in future, urbanization will become a large part of our investment in infrastructure. There is an estimate that people have estimated that more than 100 new cities will have to be built, and the existing city infrastructure will need to be changed. So this is the fifth trend that I wanted to talk to you about, is urbanization. Sixth, consumption. Consumption in India, let me tell you, is increasing. In 10 years, their estimate is that we are increasing 3.6 to 4 times. So you are in an economy which is where the consumption is becoming 4 times in 10 years. Now that's a huge opportunity for any of you in whatever areas that you work, that because in other countries the consumption is not going so fast. The challenge for India would be that all this consumption that is increasing, are we going to satisfy that with local manufacturing, which happens in India, or we will import all these products and services? And I think you are starting to see a large fiscal deficit or current account deficit that is more because our imports continue to grow while we are not able to manufacture enough products in India. We are not making the right investments. So that is one relevant part that you always need to think about. The seventh trend is innovation. I think people don't realize this innovation word gets used all the time. What is innovation? I think India is a laboratory for great experiments, for great innovation that is going across many sectors. All of you have seen, I saw a certificate being awarded on C.K. Prahlad's concept, bottom on the fortune at the bottom of the pyramid. Now that talks about purely on frugal innovation. How do we make relevant products and services to communities which require them at the right price? And there are many experiments that have happened in India which have provided services, whether in medicine, whether in products, which satisfies the need at a right value to the right people. In fact, there are huge learnings that are happening across the world, because people are starting to learn how Indians have solved some of these problems. Of course, we have not solved all our problems, but in certain areas, I think we have been hugely innovative, and we are setting examples of how to provide services at a low cost. If you look at even technology, today our telephone rates of mobile phones are the lowest in the world. We can get a cataract operation for 1,000 rupees. It doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. Some of our products that we are able to deliver locally in the rural areas, in the far from rural areas, are at a very low cost. The other part I want to talk about innovation is incremental. In our manufacturing industry, we are starting to see incremental innovation, which stepwise innovation, which is bringing our product and prices down. Thirdly, we are also starting to see breakthrough innovation. So there is a huge ecosystem where Indian companies are doing world-class research. I come from the pharmaceutical sector, and what we are starting to see that almost at 1/3 prices in India, we are able to create products or new drugs which cost $1 billion in US. I think India will be able to do that for almost $200 million. So innovation spans across. Companies which used to have 4 or 5 people in research. My own company used to have 25 people in research 20 years back. Today we have 1,200 people who do research. World class, not only in India but globally. That shows that India has come far ahead in terms of the ability to provide innovation at every level, whether it's the social sector, whether it is businesses, whether it is providing medicine. I think India is the lowest cost producer of generic drugs in the world. And I think people are coming here to learn how we are able to do this. So innovation is one thing. In whichever area you are, you must localize and you must create products which are relevant here. Because whatever products get manufactured in other parts of the world sometimes is completely irrelevant to our Indian consumer. So always keep in mind that innovation for localization is a key word. Last trend, the 8th trend I want to talk about is entrepreneurship. Because even in the institutions of learning, there are 3 responsibilities. First is of course teaching. Second is research, because research gives you new knowledge. But the last part is translation, because if you don't have the ability of your learning and your research to translate it into good use for human beings, for society, then those all learning and research is irrelevant. So translational part comes through entrepreneurship. That an entrepreneur has an ability to look at ideas, look at research, and look at how he can make it relevant. So he has the ability to work cross purposes. And I think India has an inherent capability in entrepreneurship. Indians are highly entrepreneurial because they have learned to make do with very little. So those skills are part of your psyche. So you must go with that instinct and you must use that as much as possible. But I think Indians are very entrepreneurial. They have the ability to do things at completely differently what others can do. So never ever compromise on that, because I think, and just to give you a sense, the largest part of employment comes through enterprise. only 20% of India's totally employed people are in the organized sector of employment. Out of that, the 50% are employed in agriculture. The remaining are self-employed, who are micro-entrepreneurs. So India's economy runs through micro-enterprises. So I think all of you have that ability to be an entrepreneur, not for yourself, but to create jobs for others. So these were the 8 trends that I wanted to talk to you about, so that when you are looking at what you are planning to do in future, you keep that in mind, because this trend will, in my view, will continue for many more years and make the Indian economy stronger, and hopefully that what has been predicted, that we will become the 3rd largest economy in 2050. So when we are the 3rd largest economy, hopefully the poverty is gone, and we would have included a large part of people who have been left out of the benefits of growth will also be included. So with that, dear students, I congratulate you for completing your degree and wish you all the best.
Sir, thank you very much for your address and sharing with all of us these trends, the trends which are critical for the students who are graduating, as they will make what the future will be. Thank you very much, sir. Do I have your permission to declare the convocation closed? The convocation is closed. May I request the audience to please rise in their seats for the national anthem.
Yes, ma'am.